Hello, 888 Collective. Welcome into this reading. I'm having one of those moments where I'm just amazed at how the divine works, how God works, how spirit works, whatever you resonate with. So I finally made it to the beach and was planning on going, and there's been storms moving through. And I had this thought, okay, so in the meantime, what can I do? And I thought, oh, I could go ahead and do a reading for the collective here. So I go to make coffee, and the coffee that they have is shadow wood. And something just felt so significant about that because we've been talking about the shadows and how my light works, right? So I sat down here with some cards, and the first card that came out is the moon reversed. And if you can see, it's showing the trees here, like the woods. And so something about trees felt very important. And I said, okay, so tell me more about what I need to know, because this felt like something's being revealed. And we're winding down at this point in time, at the time I'm filming this, of a new moon. And so the next card that comes out is the Four of Cups. She's sitting here against a tree again. There's something very important about the trees, so I dug in a little bit deeper. So the message is, I was waiting for the storm to pass, and we got this creative idea in the meantime. And then the coffee, it wakes you up, right? It's waking up to something. And then the shadow woods reminded me of the wands in the tarot. And they are made from that wood. So there's something very significant right now about the energy of wood. And so I looked up the meaning of a woods, the spiritual meaning. And it says, I loved this, it's the boundary between the known and the unknown. It's a sacred space that the soul goes to shed worldly distractions and reconnect with the rhythms of nature. And that felt so profound because I am here near the ocean, and the rhythms of nature seem so significant. Now, when I stepped outside and the rain was just starting to pass, I realized there's a building here that the whole top of it's missing. And I was getting this vision of when the hurricane had come through and having wind damage, and that it's remnants of the hurricane, and that they are in the process of rebuilding, rejuvenating, fixing this. And as I read on about the meaning of a woods that you would walk into, it's about transition, hidden wisdom, resilience, and grounding. And what is it you need to live by the ocean where there's high hurricane risks? Resilience, right? That it's a very important part to your life, to your rebuild, is what I'm hearing. It talks about unconscious mysteries, untamed parts of the mind, shadows and hidden paths, and it invites inner exploration, intuition, and shadow work. So that all felt very significant with the message coming out about woods. If anybody is looking to work with, do shadow work and help heal and transition through things, that is a part of what I do. If you're interested, message me, we will connect, and we can work that out. So, okay, refresher. we got the moon reversed. We have the Four of Cups. And then we have the Two of Cups and the Knight of Wands. And this was giving me that a couple of different things. So, first thing I'm getting is recognizing these emotions that you may go into when something does not go your way. Instead of staying in the disappointment or the sadness, or maybe you're even just bored, right? Not sure what to do. When you can lift yourself up, I'm just noticing this Two of Pentacles. He's not necessarily juggling. He's not only walking on one ball, but balancing another. So there's something about that resilience, this change, an ever-changing foundation, which is us, right? We are ever-changing. And finding balance within that, balancing out these emotions with creativity, with your own creativity. Now, I'm also picking up on another thing, that you could have had someone in your life, and this could be an aspect of you. We're talking shadow work, right? There could be an aspect of yourself that keeps you juggling your emotions. So take what resonates for you, if that's been coming up for you. So I asked for more clarification, and I got the quiet after the quake. This was like a light bulb ding, because I had just been outside and saw the destruction and the rebuild. I was seeing it all simultaneously. And this says, after the collapse, silence becomes the first breath of rebuilding. So sometimes you have to take that moment and imagine if you were here during the hurricane, and after all the destruction moves through, and you're just kind of standing there looking around and seeing it, you do need to catch your breath, because the devastation could be massive, especially in your own little world. And then, after some time processing, you come to this point where you're like, okay, I have an opportunity to do something all new now. So what would I like this new house to be like? What would I like it to look like? What would I like it to contain? This new storefront, whatever that could be for you, and metaphorically or possibly for real. In reality, we have things happen in our lives that we didn't want, desire. It's just acts that happen, and that is part of nature. That is a part of what happens with nature. And interesting, I'm just realizing that I'm out on a trip. For those of you that don't know, I am a flight attendant, and I've been on a trip, and our whole day yesterday, 2 days ago, got completely changed, overnighted in a completely different area. But actually my day got easier. I didn't have to do as much physical work. And then that created the next day, it got easier too. Only had to work one leg instead of two, and had 2 very long overnights where I was able to get my rest. So there's something about this quiet. There's something here that the divine is really bringing up about if you've been through a hard time, you've been given an opportunity to rest, sit with yourself, sit in the stillness, do some shadow work. I'm seeing the bottom of the deck of this is the missing key. This came out the other day, right? And what it was reminding me of is when I saw this card was a labyrinth that going farther and farther, deeper and deeper into your soul, your heart, your emotions. Oh, we talked about that excavating the other day. So there's something there about digging something up. The card underneath that is the unfolding map. Oh my goodness. And underneath that is the invitation. That's what I just read about the woods, going into the woods, 11:01 on the timer. Invite to inner exploration, intuition, and shadow work. Yeah. So I would say, whoever I am speaking to, you have done this and you are just coming out of the woods, or perhaps you're just entering the woods. Either way, it's perfect. And I feel like they're saying, and know that this quiet time is for you. You don't need to know all the answers. Just trust that your soul knows the terrain. There's something about that, as if you've walked this path before. It's deep inside of you, your soul. And this invitation, this says some doors don't wait for you to knock. They whisper your name. And I have just felt so strongly that the ocean is calling to me. 12:21 on the timer. Just this call to get over there. But I wanted to wait until the thunderstorms are over, obviously. And under that, the blooming crack. The place that broke is where life insisted on growing. So through these storms, these cards seem so significant. Under that tunnel, you're not lost. You're just not done walking through yet. What was that? The boundary between the known and the unknown. Okay, so we have a general idea here of what they're wanting to talk about. So what do you want the collective to know about this information? So there is this shift into Taurus that's feeling significant. I'm just realizing bottom of this deck is the Three of Pentacles. Oh my gosh. The Empress and Justice. This is that co-creation with spirit. Like I said in the very beginning, I'm just amazed at how these messages come through. These random things. Who would have known that the name of the coffee was significant to the whole message they were bringing forth? I feel like they want you to start seeing new ways of seeing how they're speaking to you. Looking out my window, I just happened to be on the side where a building was ruined and is now being rebuilt. This co-creation, it's huge. It is huge, it's massive, and it is real. Sometimes we just have to dig a little deeper for the signs. And I just saw 1444 on the timer. So we've got co-creation, Empress, nurturing, manifesting, and we have Justice. what's aligned for you. So there's a course, I'm hearing course correction taking place right now. There's a course correction. It does not mean, okay, they want to be clear, that does not mean you are on a wrong path. It means that in whatever is not working, that's here to show you that there is something that's even more aligned for you. Knight of Swords, Knight of Cups, and the Magician. You're course correcting so that your mind and your heart are aligned, and that's where you're creating from now. An internal course correction. They're showing me the labyrinth again. We have that and then the unfolding map. You're at a space where, because this says, no, it's a different card. They're showing me a different card in this deck that says something about the fact of this is where the map ends and the soul begins. But what I'm hearing in the moment is the soul remembers. Oh, wow. Okay. So what do you want to collect? What exactly do we want to dive in here a little bit more? I feel like it's this invitation of inner exploration. So what do you want us to know? Oh, that's too many. What do you want us to know about diving deeper, this inner exploration, and it bringing out our creativity? First of all, what's the connection with the woods? Trees in general, the woods. Maybe you work with wood, creating things. I'm seeing furniture restoration. Oh, again, restoration. Okay. All of a sudden, I'm kind of getting a feeling of antiques. You're building the bridge. Bridging the gap. You're building a stronger foundation with the divine. This connection to the divine. And I'm seeing these foxes. Sometimes it's a slippery slope, a tricky situation, a clever way of giving and receiving messages, which is where this all started. Me saying I was amazed at these random things coming together. We're waking up. We're waking up. Coffee beans grown on trees. Something very significant here. What else about building this bridge? What else do you want the collective to know about building this bridge? So this is the Seven of Voices, which is the Seven of Swords. So it's this connection to a deeper consciousness within and the divine. This is that co-creation. in this moment to nurture yourself. Sit in the stillness and think. What is it? Feel. What is it I truly want? And in this quiet and in this stillness is when you have this deepest connection. Oh, they're showing me. When you have a steady, I'm hearing steady, when you have a steady practice of connecting with the divine, meditation, perhaps through dreams, a dream-like state, maybe it's having visions. When you have a steady practice of that, then it is, that practice is pulled into the unconscious, okay? And then you just start experiencing it everywhere you go. Oh, that's cool. That makes sense. That makes so much sense. And that's when you start building momentum of this deeper connection with the divine. It's a constant giving and receiving with the divine itself. All right, what came out here? We have 5 of inspiration. Lots of messages around portals. One thing that started coming in for me last night was that we've been taken through old portals that we have gone through and gone back to clean up things from old portals. Raising the consciousness in these old portals. So that we can receive this better decision-making foundation. This 6 of materials and 2 of voices. What I'm seeing with this card, I don't think I've ever really seen it this way, but you see she's walking towards a door. I feel as you are approaching this doorway, is that the right door? Is this the door for me? Is this an opportunity that would align with what I'm doing, where I'm going? As you're approaching the door, you're already sending these signals, you and the divine, this back and forth. That's the co-creation. You're sending these signals back and forth to the divine. Oh, sonar. It's like a sonar. And the bats came out the other day. The shadows and your superpower. It's this sonar. You feel it. You're going to feel intuitive guidance towards these opportunities so that when you get to the door, you will have a conscious alignment of whether this is for you or not, so that you can make that decision. This is all elevating your personal discernment. Why? Bottom of the deck, the Emperor, because you are creating your primal ground. It's like you're going back to the beginning. The roots, the trees, going back to the roots, deepening the connection with the divine. You're deepening your roots at this time. Whenever you see this message, that's what I'm getting. Are there any signs or symbols here that you would like to give for the collective? Just show me some pictures here. Signs or symbols. Anything you want the collective to know, for them to, if they're questioning at all. Any signs or symbols. Okay, you may have been seeing a lot of things about pathways. Black and white, pink, flowers in general, especially roses, especially different colored roses. Something about the home, the colors, friendships, the number 4, the number 7. I'm just seeing we have 4, 5, 6, 7 out here. We've got 77. Then we have 6 again, 66. Something to do with flying, with travel, portals, portholes, perhaps a ship, the ocean, the sun, colors black and white, stripes, jail, this card came out the other day too, moths, angels, statues. You may have a strong sense that your third eye has really been opening, having more visions. There may be a sense that you have really released something from the past that you have finally managed to let go of, let it out. You may have had sensations in the crown, something about breaking open, breaking free. Okay, so 5, 6, 7, 8. You could be seeing that sequentially or those numbers in general. 77, 66. Okay, so that's it for signs. Now, for closing message for the collective. I hope you are all having a beautiful week so far. I believe we're close to this storm having finally passed. Gonna go check out those waves, the ocean. Oh, it's been so long since I've been to the ocean, and I'm very excited. It's as if I can already feel the healing that's gonna take place as I just enter the water. I'm so excited. Closing message for the collective. Can I just say, oh, all of a sudden I'm getting emotional. I saw this come out and it just reminded me. There are so many new subscribers here. I'm blown away. And the amount of subscribers in a day that were popping up, I sat and I bawled, I boo-hooed, I was so grateful for you guys. And I just wanted to take a moment to acknowledge you, 30:30 on the timer, and let you know that I really appreciate you being here. And I'm so glad that the messages are resonating and you encourage me to keep doing the work of the divine, and putting in the effort and making it work, making it happen, finding the time for creativity like this message. So thank you. Heartfelt thank you so much. Oh, what else for the collective? This final message. Wow. Oh, I just got chills. 2 aces. The number 11 could be very significant for you. Just saw 3121 when I said that. New choices, new collective, new guides. This space, when you dig in deeper within yourself, it's providing you with such a newfound clarity, sense of direction. This is that resilience to keep going, to keep moving forward. And I feel like you've had glimpses of this new start, of one by one, these little things working out or working to your favor. Like I was saying about the change to our schedule, for us, it was such a blessing. It's the same pay or better and doing less efforting. Not so much work. You're putting in the effort, but it's not physical labor. That's what I'm trying to say. It's not so much physical labor. And I feel like that's a glimpse of what you're stepping into here. You're being valued more authentically, not only by yourself, but by others. A whole new beginning, a whole new point of creation. Because you and the divine have this more authentic alignment. You are building this bridge. You are the builder. And the missing key to the bridge is in you, within you. It's your soul. Okay, anything else? Anything else before we close this out? I feel this card. It is like just, it's hurting my hand. 6 of Pentacles. You're going to start to receive what you give. Your blessings are coming back to you. I'm hearing tenfold. Every step you take, they're taking one towards you. This interaction and this reciprocity. And you're learning, you're maturing. These guides are very powerful. There's some things we do already know, some things that we are just learning. I'm seeing these 2 figures as like an adult and a child. And there's sometimes we're the student, sometimes we're the teacher. whether you're an adult or child. But you're learning to co-create with spirit. You're learning how to work your light. We have the Knight of Cups and the Page of Swords. This feels like this excavation deep within. Your heart is learning so many new things as you go out there and are working your light. You're learning new things about your own heart. You're learning new things about others' hearts. Oh. Well, speaking of King of Cups, and the Four of Swords, you're coming to peace with something within. It feels like, if you haven't already, you're on the verge of finding the missing piece, because your soul knows the way. Another 4 on the bottom. As I set that down, I didn't do that on purpose, but 4 wands. The woods. Going into the woods and building a stable foundation. All right, collective, that's what I have for you today. I hope you have a wonderful and blessed day. I love you all. I appreciate you all. And until next time, go out there and lead with love. Bye now.